Hi, I'm Miss Cecilia. I am your child's eighth grade language arts and/or rap teacher. I just want to give a little bit of background about myself and my philosophy as an eighth grade language arts teacher, and then we will kind of go through the ins and outs of what we will be doing this year. This is my second year at Holdren, but my sixth year teaching middle school language arts. I was in Jersey City prior to being at Holdren. I studied creative writing and English literature in New York City for my undergrad and then got my master's in English literature and secondary education. So I have a very strong and passionate background when it comes to writing and reading and poetry and all of those wonderful, wonderful things. My philosophy is to allow students the confidence to find their own unique voice and to use it. Eighth grade is such an important year, I feel, and I really believe in fostering student choice through creativity, through choices about the prompts they're responding to creating their own deadlines, and questioning the text and their classmates through higher order thinking standards and questions. Students will be creating blogs that allow them to speak about what interests them and their beliefs on the matter. So really, as their teacher, I'm just hoping to give them the tools to gather as much information as possible and analyze, challenge, and question the world around them. This year in the eighth grade language arts, the students are going to be given a lot of opportunity to choose when it comes to their own learning, which also allows them kind of to take more responsibility for their own learning and enjoy what we are doing in class. So some of the things that we'll be doing and focusing on this year are reading and analyzing, whether it's independent reading, nonfiction choices, poetry, Romeo and Juliet, which is always such a fun and great time in class. The students really kind of come alive when it comes to acting and asking questions. And then night, which is a very powerful read and topic. When it comes to reading, this year we're going to be asking a lot of questions about why. Why is the author writing this? What is the main point? Why is this a piece that we read in school and that we study? Allowing students to ask those questions and ask each other those questions is always really powerful, and it allows them to question the world around them. And it's really interesting to kind of see their take on text that we read, because every year I learn something new, which I always find really exciting. This year we'll also be questioning, discussing, and collaborating through discussion. We'll be doing things like Socratic seminar and literature circles. Of course, this year looks different without being able to do small group instruction in the sense that we're used to, but through Google and Canvas, we're still able to work collaboratively and discuss, which even with the cohorts A and B can both do together, while someone is at home and someone's in school, we can still kind of have those discussions and collaborate and get our opinions and voices heard. We'll be working a lot on developing claims and defending them through reading response journals, through essays, and through writing blogs. The blogs are always something that I personally really enjoy teaching and having them work on throughout the year. So at the end of the year, they have this online source or presence where their opinions are really at the forefront. We'll also be writing creatively and finding new talents through writing. So we'll be writing many different types of pieces, spending lots of different times looking at different genres and trying to mimic those styles while also putting our voice at the forefront. And students will be making choices, which is one of the things I love most about teaching eighth grade. The students will be coming up with their own claims or writing their own prompts to respond to whatever they really feel like they're interested in. And we'll also be conferencing and monitoring individual growth between me and the student through individual conferencing and also doing a lot of peer editing. Discussion is going to be a big part of our class in eighth grade language arts. And I just wanted to go over quickly and show the importance of our Canvas discussion page, because I know that some of us are at home full-time, some of us are at home half-time, and our Canvas discussion page allows students to interact with one another, whether they are at home or in school, on a daily or weekly basis. So for example, we just watched a video series called Life on Mars, which mimicked students or which mimicked people living in Mars-like conditions and being isolated from their families. So they watched the series and they had discussion questions that they were going to respond to in our discussions in the comments section, and then respond to others. So again, whether they were at home or they were in school, or all the students who are at home full time, they are able to communicate to one another and really get that sense of community and that feeling that they are in class with others and not just independently. And it went really, I was very pleased for how well it went, because as we go down, I mean, we have over 360 comments from just my two eighth grade language arts classes. So I thought that was really awesome. And again, all their Google Meets links will be on the discussion page, all information they need for the day. So if they are at home and for some reason the Google Meet link isn't working, or there's some sort of technological issue that is completely out of our control, they're still able to, access the information and access the plans for the day, and can complete the work and not feel like they are just at home and completely confused. In both language arts and RAP, we will be having specific days for creative writing. So in language arts, those days are Monday, and in RAP, they are Wednesday and Friday. So basically, the students will be given a prompt, and that prompt is merely a guide. They can kind of go any way that they want. There is no rubric. There is no required length. It's you are writing for 20 to 25 minutes and taking a prompt or a picture or a song or a current event, anything, and then responding to it, whether they want to write a poem, whether they want to write a letter, a journal entry, a story, anything that they feel is the best way to represent their thoughts on it. So the creative writing days I find really useful and helpful in them just being able to experiment with writing and experiment and practice that idea of getting your thoughts down on paper. We'll also be doing independent reading in both RAP and language arts, especially in RAP. So the students are to choose an independent reading book of their choosing, of their interest, and every day they will read for about 20 minutes and then log in their reading logs, what they thought about what they read, what they liked, what stood out to them. And we will just kind of monitor that as we go. And we'll be working throughout the year on extended responses, especially in language arts. So their reading and rap will be used heavily in language arts. So how can you respond to a text? How can you write your own claim? How can you defend your own claim based on something you're reading? So rap and language arts this year are very much used together to kind of jumpstart this idea of choosing for themselves, reading something that they find interesting, and writing their own claim or writing their own opinion about it. And again, that's monitored by, myself, but also they do have this kind of this way that they can really be independent and that they can kind of take control of their own learning. Our class procedures and policies. So our grade breakdown is 10% homework and participation, 40% process and classwork grades, and 50% product and assessment grades. So homework and participation, this year we're not going to be getting or giving as much homework in the traditional sense in language arts. The way that I'm going to be monitoring participation is, are the students prepared every day? Do they bring their independent reading book when we are doing independent reading, which they will always be told the day before? Do the students come into the Google Meets when they are at home virtually learning? Are the students involved in the discussions in the beginning and at the end of class after through Google Canvas? So those are all the ways that I'll be monitoring participation. And any homework or work that they will be doing at home is based off of work that we've done in class. So as long as the student is, practicing their time management skills, they should have minimal homework in the sense of anything that they have to get done at home. Process grades are do nows, exit slips, group work, classwork, journal entries, and reading reflection. So basically anything that we're working on in class and doing together and going over and basically leading up and practicing a skill that we will eventually be assessed on. The product grades, so in language arts, most of what we are assessing the students on is their writing assignments, their presentations, their discussions. Discussion is definitely a big piece of language arts, especially in middle school. So not only are they writing their thoughts, but can they present them to the class and to me? And are they listening to one another? Are they questioning one another? Are they, you know, kind of exhibiting empathy and, an understanding and really not only practicing speaking up, but also listening. I'm always available for extra help between 1:40 and 2:40, which are my office hours. Extra help could be anything from literally extra help or extra guidance on an assignment, or if the student just wants to have a conversation, maybe talk about something that they're working on, or maybe how to make anything better. So any sort of one-on-one time that the student needs with me, I'm available during those times. The best thing to do would be to email me, let me know that, that they want to meet, and we can schedule a one-on-one. If you ever have any questions, please contact me. My email is scecilia@rivervaleschools.com. You can also find my email address on the main page of our class Canvas page. Anything that you would like to speak more about, or any questions or more insight about, I'm always available through email and will do my best to answer as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and learn a little bit more about myself and what we'll be doing this year in 8th grade language arts and RAP. And again, please always contact me with any questions or concerns. I know this year is different and strange and a little bit hectic, but I think that if we all work together, it's really going to be a pretty awesome year. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your night. Bye.